now we getting close.
All right. All right, we are live. We're here with Jonathan Patrick Wilson, Officer Grimy, the High Ground King. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. So yeah, I was just thinking first, maybe you could just give us a quick rundown of your background, how you got into grappling. I think you wrestled through college.
Yep. So I started wrestling at a pretty young age in middle school, and then I ended up wrestling in high school and then in college. I think all state at the end of my career, but I never placed. I actually wasn't going to wrestle at all in college. My brother was going to school in Hawaii, and he was actually training jiu-jitsu under Egan Inoue in Honolulu while he was going to school out there. And I was going to go out there, and then I got a call from a coach in North Dakota, and he left me a voicemail. I ignored it because I wanted to go to Hawaii. So he called my home phone, talked to my dad, and then my dad called my brother and convinced him to go walk on the team. I earned a scholarship, and then my brother walked on the team and earned a scholarship second semester. And we wrestled there for a couple of years.
That's crazy.
It was, I mean, it was wild. And college wrestling room's no joke. Like, it doesn't matter where you are. It's brutal in there. And in the summers, my brother and I would go back to Hawaii and train jiu-jitsu at Egan's gym. And my brother ended up graduating. He's a couple years older, went back and ran the gym full time. I stayed in North Dakota, wrestled for 5 years, and then I coached there for 3 years, did jiu-jitsu in between. And then in 2018, I moved back to the Springs, and so did my brother, Colorado Springs, Colorado. And we started Wilson Bros Grappling. So did a ton of training in Hawaii. You know, it was like 5 to 7 hours a day. Like, we were training nonstop. Yeah. And I think switching from wrestling to jiu-jitsu really like developed my game. And we were already pretty funky wrestlers, and it just kind of like ruined us for the sport of wrestling, I think. So turned us into like instant trollers for sure. Definitely like always funky styles and stuff. And then in 2020, I started competing at a high level once I had kind of figured out the jiu-jitsu game a little bit. My breakout wins, I had a couple big fight to win wins. And then in Vegas, I had a match against Andrew Tackett in a 3-on-3. I was on a team with my buddy Rafael Gomez. If you don't know him as Raf KG, he's like he does like crazy flips and stuff. He's on some of the B team stuff as well. And then it was the deciding match, and it was crazy. It was a wild match because that guy's tank is just insane, dude. There's no one like it.
Yeah. You don't get tired.
We had good exchanges. He did have them as far as like control goes. He had more control for most of the match. I believe it was a 10-minuter, and with about 30 seconds left, he got on my back. I got a little bit of space, ripped a knee bar, and right after that, I really started training at a high level, going to B team at least quarterly. I would be there, 4 to 6 times a year training with those dudes. Absolute terror of a room. It's so scary.
Looks insane.
It's so brutal in there, dude. It's so wet and gross. It's a good room. It's a good room. I like it. It gets me going. And then I had a couple placings at ADCC Opens, and then I had a couple matches with Ben Eddy recently. The first one I won ADCC Open in a semifinal match. The second one was on main character jiu-jitsu. Got to shave off his mustache after I beat him. I wasn't able to submit him, but I was able to score points and get the win. And then recently I've done EBI in Mexico. Got a win out there, sat on someone's head upside down. And then, but that's like pretty much all for the recent stuff in our storyline. As far as like our lineage goes, and this can kind of tie into, the high ground stuff that we do and a lot of the crucifix stuff, is Egan, one of his black belts is Barrett Yoshida. I'm assuming you know who Barrett is.
I certainly do.
Okay, yeah. So Barrett's an absolute savage. I trained with him for the first time when he was like 40 years old, and he just completely smashed all of us. He's just a monster. So been to ADCC, invited more to ADCC more than anyone else, and he's a big crucifix guy. So we adopted it at an early stage in our careers, my brother and I. And he had talked about the high ground, and my brother had talked about high ground like so much, trying to get me to do it. And I just like never really dove into it because of the wrestling. Once I started using it as like my anti-wrestling equation, I just started schooling everyone. There's a lot of cool stuff in there, and like people don't really understand what's going on.
Yeah, it's definitely unusual, shall we say. And do you think some of that came so, like you were saying, that you and your brother would have been like very funky wrestlers? So I suppose like the person that people would be most familiar with a kind of funky style would be like Ben Askren as an example. So can you give us like what's the difference between like funk style wrestling and your kind of standard styles? So
Okay.
generally you'd be talking like counter wrestling style stuff.
Yeah. So generally, you go into a wrestling room, they're just teaching you like keeping good inside ties, having good hand fighting, grinding on your opponent, simple single legs, simple double legs, riding heavy on top. And none of that stuff ever worked for me since like the very beginning. So, even like my first like days on the mat, I was already good right away. I just think from rough housing with my brother our whole lives, but none of those moves worked. So we just like had to develop our own games. So when we were on top, we were throwing the legs in, almost pinning ourselves, but staying on top of the guys. The counter wrestling, instead of trying to get in there, it was mostly like run away, take like a nice ankle pick or something, or like
Yeah.
run away, they shoot, scramble to get on top. It definitely helped us in the jiu-jitsu, and I do think it actually kind of mess us up in our wrestling careers.
Yeah. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Pick the wrong sport right away.
At least you got all that training in. So when you did go to jujitsu, it was like chiller.
Yeah, it definitely helped dramatically, obviously, knowing all those positions. And then I don't like to talk about this much just because I hate to like take away credit from people that may have helped me along the way. But really, in wrestling, I really never had like a super good coach. I did have coaches that were really good resources as far as like getting me training partners and stuff. But as far as like developing my own game and stuff, because, I was into like the funky styles, I really struggled with that. And in college, our coach and in high school, they were both like retired and then came back to help out. So they really weren't in it. They didn't really care too much. They didn't work hard. And so like practices would be like a free drill for 15 minutes and then live wrestling, which like sounds awesome until you do it every single day for 2 decades. Injury risk is high too. So I just kind of learned how to like have fun in the free drill and just kind of develop my own stuff rather than, working the same boring thing over and over again and, like banging your head on the.
I think that's definitely one of the things that you would pick up from the videos that you're putting out on Instagram and stuff. You definitely seem just to be fucking around and enjoying it. Well, not fucking around. Sorry, that makes it sound like you're not training hard, but you're definitely trying to inject some fun in there as well.
Yeah. I mean, I train really hard and I train at a fast pace, but yeah, I'm mostly just fucking around.
Give up position just to wrist lock someone from under side control.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. You can sub guys from anywhere. I think a lot of my game, just because I came from wrestling, like there's a huge respect for the guard and like respect for all these things. And I just pretty much pretend like they're not real. Like, I don't think I mean, there are guards that are real for sure, but I'm usually not even trying to pass the guard. I want your back and not just traditional back. I want to get it like it's easier to get it upside down, or sideways, which would be crucifix. And I think just like having a different approach to attacking the guard has played a big role in my success for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's definitely one of those. I think it was the Meow Brothers as well. They were like, okay, I can't pass your guard. Fuck it, we're going to bolo. And this is just kind of another upper body bolo.
Yes, it's the new Barimbolo. Hopefully, that'd be cool. That'd be sick.
Let's do it. It's definitely gaining some traction. Yeah, I was saying to you before we went live there, like I first kind of picked you up from that video that the B team guys posted up with your the high ground stuff that you put up with them. But I see is there an instructional doing the rounds as well somewhere? Did I see an instructional?
Yeah. At some point, I just like throw teasers out and never do it because I don't want to film it myself. So BJJ fanatics can give me a call whenever they want and set it up.
Nice.
But I mean, I do have a Patreon with kind of an instructional. It's like a seminar filmed. So I do have there is access to that if anyone wants it. And then we do have like a Wilson Bros Patreon. I'm gonna my brother, I mentioned him a little bit earlier. A lot of people don't know of him, but he's an absolute monster. And actually he kind of sauces me up, but he's my older brother. You know, it's just the way it works. He was
Bit of mental
competing.
conditioning there from when you were growing up as well, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then he's been a black belt since 2015. So
Oh, yeah, okay.
he's been around and he competed a ton, like kind of before jiu-jitsu got way bigger. You know, he's got big wins. He's placed at worlds and stuff, I think in Nogi. And then, you know, he's got big wins. He beat Keenan Cornelius like way back in the day when
Oh,
they
yeah.
were both coming
Wow.
up. He's had some other solid wins. So yeah, we kind of manifested this a long time ago. You know, as soon as we graduated high school and started doing a little jujitsu, we were like, we're going to open a gym. It's going to
Cool.
be sick. And, you know, you think it's never going to happen. And then now we're in a 1,000 square foot facility with some boxing partners. And I don't know. It's sick, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen pictures of the mat space. Yeah, it looks amazing.
It's
Yeah, it's
sick. No
wicked.
real job. It's unbelievable.
I don't know. There's still a lot of work involved, though, right?
Yeah, it is funny. I'm like so exhausted sometimes. And then I'm like, dude, all you're doing is jujitsu. Like, get over it. It's not that bad.
You're like,
Yeah. But it
it's
is
still
tiring.
fun, even when it's
It's
hard.
grueling.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's tough. And like, there's a certain element of performance as well. You know, if you're going in to teach your classes, you know what I mean? You gotta be kind of like high energy. You gotta be on the ball. You know, there's a lot of,
Yeah. Definitely. I try to keep the room really chill. It's more of like a wrestling room, not really like any of the traditional stuff. And then, you know, my brain works a little bit different. I don't know. And all my students have kind of like figured it out, you know. By the fourth or third or fourth class of the day, you know, if I got mush mouth, like they're pretty used to it. They're like, "Oh yeah, John's stupid
yeah,
now.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine. Just watch how he does it. Don't listen to him."
Yeah, 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 yeah. I've definitely had those moments where you're like, I don't even know what I'm saying right now, but just
Yeah.
look here.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's rough going. Yeah, and then it must have been crazy for you guys training under the Inuits as well. Was it Egan? Did Ensign pop in and out as well, or?
I never really got to spend a bunch of time around Ensign. I know that my brother did. And Egan is like an absolute savage. I don't know if you don't know who he
Yeah, he's
is. I mean,
absolutely insane. Yeah,
he's the main.
he's a
He's
killer.
amazing, and his jujitsu is really good. He was really cool, and he offered up like so many resources for us. We slept in the gym. He would get us training partners. He would get us cage fights. He would feed us like um a lot to that guy for like those summers. He really like made sure we were taken care of, you know. It was cool to train under him. I didn't get a ton of time with him specifically. He was crazy busy at the time. You know,
Mm,
he had just started having kids and you know, he's got like 4 or 5 now and you know,
that's a
so
time sink.
yeah, it takes away from the gym a little bit. But I'm happy to be a part of that lineage. I think it's really cool. And then I've spent some time with Barrett, and that's always really awesome. He's just I don't know if you know anything about him. He's a little goofy, but man, he is the man.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's fucking awesome. He's just been out there kicking it with that crucifix stuff for years and years. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
it's like
I feel
so
like
well developed at this stage.
yep. I think like so many of the things that I've done, like I mean, it all started from watching him, you know, watching the way that he got into crucifix and his crucifix game. It was a huge thing for me, you know, watching him do crucifix, watching guys like Jeff Glover just do like stupid nonsense. Like that's kind of how I like funneled my way into the jiu-jitsu world is watching those guys.
Beautiful. Yeah, Jeff Glover was crazy back in the day as well, man. He had some insane stuff going on.
He was so awesome. Yeah. He was easily my favorite for a long time for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I always remember that match with him and Bill Cooper. They did like an exhibition match to them, and it was just like I watched it back so many times and trying to slow shit down. I'm like, I don't even know what happened. I don't even understand what they're doing.
One of the first matches I ever watched in jiu-jitsu was Jeff Glover versus Ben Eddy.
Wow.
which was crazy. That was like when I first started like really watching, like kind of paying attention to it. I think it was like maybe 2015. So it's really funny that like that was like my first thing. And then, now I get the chance to like compete against that guy multiple times. It's crazy.
It's insane, yeah. Ben's great dude. Man, he's so chill. We had him over here for a seminar a couple of times.
Yeah, he's cool. I'd like to be his friend instead of his opponent. You know what I mean? Seems like seems like a nice guy.
He's super chill, yeah, he's super nice. Yeah, I'm sure he would love that. Like he's up in what you call it in Austin now, so over in that 10 Planet Austin there. So I'm sure you could spin over next time you're in the B team.
Yeah, I usually stop by 10th Planet Austin like while I'm there, but it would usually just be like an open mat or something. And their open
Yeah.
mat's crazy, dude. The mat's so full.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it. It looks like there's like hundreds of people on the mat sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
They
fucking
have
huge.
yeah, they have just amazing training down there and it's just getting better and better. So many people have moved down there. So
Mm,
um I
yeah.
used to go
How
down
did
there
you?
way more.
Sorry.
Sorry, I used to go down there way more, but with the kids I've spent a lot more time in Colorado. And I am impressed with the talent here that especially here in the Springs, man, it's really like starting to blow up a little bit. We got Mo Black. It's actually kind of funny. You know who Mo Black is?
No.
Okay. She won trials. She beat Helena and then she took second
Yeah.
at the trials after that against Helena. Not only does she have a gym like 5 minutes away from me or 10 minutes away, but we are both like born and raised in Colorado Springs, didn't know each other or anything. And then her brother in law whooped my ass in 2010 at the Metro State Championships in the finals. So it's kind of funny, small world.
Yeah, very small world. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you guys know each other now? Are you friendly?
Yeah, yeah. So we pretty much train at least twice a week.
Oh yeah, that's
She
awesome.
comes over to our place. I'll go over there when I can, but she's a phenomenal training partner. There's kind of like a really good cross training relationship here in the Springs. And we all kind of came up together around the same time and we were competing and training together then. So nothing changed.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's
It's nice
nice.
getting those gyms that you can get like a good cross training with. You know,
You got to get out
we
of
had a
your
couple
own.
of gyms here. Mm, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, just the different looks.
You have different looks, different bodies, different styles, and then you got to find out if your bullshit works.
Oh, this is bullshit, but I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yes. Got to put it to the test.
Absolutely. So, what made you hook up with the B team guys in the first place, or those guys in particular? There's got to be closer gyms.
Yes, yes, definitely. In 2020, got ACL reconstruction, and then I had pretty much like retired. I was like, I'm not gonna do any more wrestling competitions. I'm not gonna grapple anymore. And I was just running the gym and working a day job, and I ended up meeting some dudes that were like Danaher nerds, and they were crazy good at leg locks, and I was trying to figure out. So I hung out with them for a little bit, and then they made me do a competition, come out of retirement. It was like a 3-on-3 thing, and I ran through 2 teams by myself, and I was like, okay, I still like this. I still like
I
doing
still
this.
got it.
Yeah, yeah. And then, so those 2 guys after that, they wanted to go train under Danaher. So we went down to Austin to train with Danaher for a week at Henzo, and I got kicked out of Henzo, so then I went over to B Team and kind of developed some good relationships there. It was really awesome. And then that room's so tough, it's kind of hard to you don't want to hurt anyone and like you don't want to be in there for the world championships, but you want to kind of work your way up so that you can train with the pros. So I spent a lot of time in there on the other side of the room just trying to beat up the other visitors, and
Yeah,
just kind of work my way up and then ended up getting some phenomenal training partners over there.
yeah. It looks like an insane room. Like there's so much good shit like going on, and just seems to be getting better and better.
Yeah. I mean, they're crazy good. They train really smart. The new wave practices are like super efficient and really good. And I feel like, B team is very similar, but there's like giggles and dick jokes in between. So it's more my vibe, I guess.
So yeah, Danaher's not making too many dick jokes, so you're. I'm like, I'm out of here.
No, I don't think so. I actually trained at New Wave one time and it was awesome. Like the training session was sick. I learned so much. It was like crazy efficient, kind of, how you would expect it to be.
Mm.
But yeah, no giggles, no laughing. And I'm like the opposite, I brought my training partner Rafi in there and we were just like trying to hold back from laughing the whole time, because everyone was like so serious.
You're like trying to wind him up so he starts laughing and he gets in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. I mean, we could have just caught them on a bad day, the personalities in the room are what create the vibes. So, if you
Mm.
got a couple of the funny dudes out of the office, then, it's not going to be as
Yeah,
playful.
yeah, 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 for sure. They definitely seem like they fuck around a bit more in the B team for sure.
Very fun.
Yeah, and they seem pretty open minded as well. Like I noticed with like after that video went up, I noticed a lot of them are fucking around now with the high ground stuff as well. So they've obviously just like taken that on board and run with it. There's a video doing the rounds. I think was it J Rod and DJ
Yeah,
Demetrius
that was a
Johnson.
crazy video. That was funny. Yeah, Mighty Mouse had never seen that before. It blew his
Yeah, yeah,
mind.
yeah. It was
J-Rod
insane.
got crazy good at it really fast though. He's very, very talented.
Yeah, yeah. He seems to soak certain stuff up. It just like sits right in with him. Like that. The boogie choke as well. He was like that with the boogie choke too.
Yep, yep. I think that the high ground, because you're like grabbing your opponent and then connecting like chest to back upside down and then like taking them supine, it's a really move that wrestlers do like all the time, especially like freestyle guys and stuff. So I think it's like a really natural movement for guys that have wrestled before.
Yeah.
Definitely worked really well for him. I
Yeah.
know
And that kind
on
of,
their
it's almost like a turnover, right? Like a,
yes, yeah,
not
it's
like a
almost
gut
just
wrench, but
like
like a
giving
front
him the
headlock
turn
kind of
to
turn.
get your back points. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's dropped. We're back. Here we go.
Sorry, I grabbed some food because you were frozen.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good. I'll just chop this bit out.
Okay.
Take your time. Either I will or I won't, You never know.
With B team, great training, and they were all super nice and welcoming for me. The one of the first times I went there and kind of made a splash, I rolled with one of those purple belts and just mopped him with high ground stuff. And no one had ever seen any of it before. And it was like probably like 7 subs or something or 8. And they're like, what is going on? And then I rolled with Damien, who is a monster. And I think he tapped me a couple times, but I caught him in a high ground darce, like a really nasty one, like just super pretty.
Mm.
And I think that's when they were all like,
Oh,
what?
this shit's
What
good.
is this? So yeah. Yeah. Uh, really fun training down there. I wish I could make it down there more. Austin's an awesome
Yeah.
city too.
Yeah, it seems nice. Seems nice. And if you had to pick your favorite out of the high ground subs, what are you gonna look for? I've worked a bit with the Dars has worked pretty well for me. The that neck crank has worked pretty well for me. And then obviously the double arm trap where you cup their face has worked pretty well
Yes.
for me as well.
I like definitely that's probably one of my favorites. Reverse half crucifix, and then you get 2 hands to smother. I think it's hilarious. Probably my favorite to just like troll people with. But if I had to talk about like efficiency and winning in matches, I would say high ground crucifix, reverse omoplata, or high ground darce.
Mm, mm. Actually, I meant to say that reverse omoplata has been working pretty well for me as well. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
good.
and
Dudes
it's
forget about it.
actually
Well, just don't know about it.
yeah, I mean it's an old move, like the judo guys have been doing that forever. And we actually started doing crucifix obviously because of Barrett, but we found that move and we were just good at it. And so we were like, we got to just get to crucifix all the time so we can do this move. And then we are like, well, how do you get to crucifix? It's like, well, then we started doing high ground. So that's kind of how it developed. But it all really started from that one submission, the reversal.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, yeah. I would have thought it was like, yeah, yeah, like the other crucifix stuff that you guys were looking for, rather than that.
Yeah, no, it was that reversal plot. It's just I tell all my students that it's a cheat code. Like if you can get to crucifix and you get inside leg grip, they can't go anywhere, and you can It doesn't matter how big they are, how fast they are, nothing. All of your hips on their one arm, it's gonna pop.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's insane. It's so nice. And people get, again, it's one of those ones that makes people a little bit mad.
Yeah, no one likes getting subbed like that.
No. Yeah. Yeah, and maybe just say that EBI. We were talking about that EBI restart a while ago, but can you just tell us a little bit about what made you like set that up? Maybe just explain what you did first. Sorry, just for the people who don't know. So like EBI overtimes, we start in back control with a seatbelt with two hooks in. So you had a
Yeah.
different take.
So, well, like I said, like my brother and I were always funky, and we'll always like try to game the rules, game the system, or game like the movements. And we were trying to figure out a way to just like troll and fuck with everyone in EBI. And we had a couple other ones that were, I still don't think they would have let us do them, but that one was the funniest just because it is two hooks and a seatbelt. So two hooks and a seatbelt, but your legs are in between their legs, but you're standing over them. And then you basically grab their head and their arm in a front head, and you basically your nuts and butt are on the back of their head. And that's how you
Nice.
start. I tried to do it first at a main character. They didn't allow it. So that was sad. And then I got invited to EBI, and I was like, dude, they're letting me go to EBI. They're going to let me do it. Come on.
Gotta try it. I gotta try it.
Yeah. And that was a match against Sam Schwarzapfel. It was regulation. Not a lot happened. He was tougher than I thought for sure. And his wrestling was pretty good. And he's a little muscle shark. Just a little,
He's so blocky.
yeah, just real dense. And I'm kind of the opposite. But I kind of smashed him in the EBI, but yeah, they didn't let me do it. I knew the refs too. They like shoved me off. Eddie didn't think it was that cool. I was bummed because Eddie's he's kind of like a hero of mine, you know. He did a lot, and like I love like the 10th Planet vibe stuff. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think in every other timeline, I was probably a 10th Planet product.
Nice. That's beautiful. You can still affiliate. They'll let you.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get a chance to talk to him either, but I think it would be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be awesome. I mean, you don't train much in the gi these days anyway, do you? So you may as well just dump it.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm obviously, I trained in 10 Planet Dublin, so I'm definitely like on the 10 Planet buzz as well. Yeah, let's go.
yeah, dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. I was actually I forgot to mention this in the intro, but I was just in Europe and I had a match on Polaris
Oh, yeah, yeah.
against Ellis Younger. I probably just didn't mention it because I lost, so maybe I didn't want to.
Just trying to blank that out. Yeah.
Yep,
Cut
yep.
that part.
First round I mounted him and then he got me in a little Troy bar, almost got my back. And then in the second round, he went right back to the Troy bar, got my back from it, and finished me. But that guy is good.
He's savage. Yeah, he's very good. Yeah.
I didn't really know
It is
about
making
him,
come.
and he's crazy strong, and then his legs were so long. They were so long.
I don't think he's done a huge amount. Like he's pretty famous. I think in the UK and Ireland, he does a lot of Polaris stuff. Like he's done very well on Polaris, but I'm not sure if he's done a huge amount of like, you know, international style comps where you guys in the States would know about him. But he's certainly pretty well known on the local scene, you know. Oh well, the local international scene, if that makes sense. Like the European scene. But yeah, he's wicked. We got some really good dudes on Polaris. They always tend to fly over a couple of American guys as well, just to get some like name recognition, obviously.
Yeah, I went out there and did like a little seminar tour before that, and it was awesome. The grappling's pretty good out there, man. Pretty good.
Getting there, slowly
And
but
it's
surely.
and it's different. Like the style is a little bit different, so it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We don't have really any grappling in schools, you know, so there's no wrestling, there's no judo influence really in schools. So I think it makes a definite difference, you know. I think the younger generation are pretty much just pure jujitsu, and most of the older guys, like in their 30s, in their 40s, would be like, you know, would have started as adults rather than started as kids, you know. So it's still a kind of a pretty new scene for us.
Yeah, not heavy on the wrestling, really, at least on your island.
Yeah,
seems like.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's picking up though, especially Nogi. I think it's like it's changing, And there's definitely a bit of an influence from the MMA guys.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
good
so we'll
MMA.
see. Watch this space 10 years.
Yeah, I hope so, dude. I want to make it back out there. I've never been to Ireland or Scotland or anything. That was the first time I was in the UK.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, plenty of time. Yeah, it's tougher with kids though, eh? Hard to get in the planes.
Yeah, yeah. I'll figure it out.
Trip of a lifetime for them. But yeah, so just before we finish, I'm trying to work a new segment. So we're calling the segment Fundamental and Fun and Mental. So kind of split it into two parts. So the fundamental, what is there a part of jujitsu that you feel is like under taught at the basic level, So if you're saying, okay, in the first kind of 2 years, is there a part of jujitsu that you feel should be focused on much more than it generally is? And then fun and mental is like, what is your favorite way to troll people? So you're trying to make someone annoyed, you're trying to make someone think about you when they're having a shower. Not in that way. What are you going to do to them?
Yep. I would say so for the first one, I would say if I wanted to like answer it in a boring way, I would say like beginners need to learn leg locks and stuff. I think that that's super important nowadays, especially for longevity, just like knowing how not to hurt yourself and not hurt your opponents. I mean, not hurt your teammates and stuff. But for me, number one is upside down back. So finding a way to connect chest to back no matter what, and then finding anchors to keep yourself attached. Whether you're attaching yourself to their arms or their legs with your arms or your legs, but just finding the chest to back and then finding a way to maneuver to a submission or just to traditional. And I would also add on to that that guard isn't real. So quit pretending that it is.
I mean, I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Just on that note of connecting chest to back, do you fuck with truck much at all? So I
Yeah, I
would
do a
think it's
lot of
kind of the
truck.
same thing, just on the hip.
It's pretty much yeah, it's like low ground. But I do a lot of truck-ish things without even like trying to do the truck. So yeah, truck's awesome.
All right. And then on our fun and mental, how are you? Well, I mean, which of the many ways that you troll people are you picking as your favorite?
If I want to really troll someone, I'm going to isolate both of their arms and possibly a leg in crucifix or diagonal fix and then smother them. That's number one.
Beautiful. And how many times have people licked the center of your hand to try to get you to
A
stop?
bunch, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm into it.
Man, I always think you're taking your life into your hands. Like dudes are wiping their head, you're going to lick all that sweat off. I'd rather smother, honestly.
Yeah, they don't call me grimy for nothing, you know?
I don't know. I'm looking at the hair. It looks like it's been freshly washed.
Yeah, sure. Unkept. I like the homeless look. I think it fits me best.
Suits you. Yeah. I looked at some of the older videos just when you had your like everything trimmed short, and I was like, bro, is that even the same dude? I'm not sure.
Yes, sometimes for competition, I'll get cleaned up. A
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit. A little bit.
Just a trim. Just a trim.
Like, I'll trim a little bit, but I'll keep a mullet, that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, mullets are in now, so that's just
I
fashion.
know. It's kind of sad, dude. They used to be dirty and raunchy. Now they're cool.
I mean, they're still raunchy.
Yeah.
Definitely still sexy. But so what do you have lined up? So in the near future, you got some comps coming up. There's another main character, is there?
Yes.
Coming up soon. You got some ADCCs.
Yep. I'm gonna do the ADCC in Vegas in August. I haven't done one for a while, but I'll bring a little crew with me from Colorado. And then in September,
This
I'll
is
be
trials, is it, or the
no,
open?
it's just they're calling it US Nationals, but it's just
Okay.
like their big Vegas one that they do.
Okay.
They're doing it basically when they would have ADCC. It's like right around Master Worlds time, kind of, you know. And then main character in September, I'll be in a bracket. I believe it's a 185-pound bracket. I'm about 165 right now, so try to gain a little weight, but I don't really mind going against bigger dudes. It's no big deal to me. So
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
done 85 brackets before. And then after that, I'll probably just chill until trials unless like something real good comes up. That UFC thing's looking pretty cool, you know?
It's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
I got a couple wins over a couple of those dudes, you know?
Yeah. Any offers you can talk about, or
Well, no, I haven't been offered anything, but I would love to get on there. Mo Black just got on there, but, you know, with Tackett, sealing the deal on that one, it was pretty cool, you know? I am the last man to submit Andrew Tackett.
you heard it here?
Yeah.
Dana, send him the contract.
Yes, yes, there's only one man that can save us now.
There's only one man. Put out the bat signal.
Yeah.
So then trials will be the next one after that?
Yep, yep, I think trials after that, and then I'm not really sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have a
And what
huge amount of plans right now just with the kids.
Oh,
Been
yeah,
crazy
for sure.
busy. So tired.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. My kid's 4 and I'm still tired, man. And what year would you do 77 in the ADCCs, or you going down
Yeah, I
lower?
have to.
66 is
66
a
is too
drop.
small, and
Yeah.
after wrestling, I was pretty
88.
much like, "Hey, I'm never gonna cut weight again."
Yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't,
yeah.
so still haven't cut weight. I'm not gonna be scared of someone that's the same size as me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's why we're training. For sure, that's awesome. And then, yeah, so what kinda what how can people find you? How can people follow you? How can people text you? How can people come to your house?
Yeah, so no house visits, no texting, but, you can follow me on Officer Grimy. It's Officer Grimy, pretty much every internet thing, and
That's
then
grimy with no E.
yes, Grimy with no E, yes, and then, Wilson Brothers Grappling, it's in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Got a big Sunday open mat, got
Wicked.
classes every day, and then we also have our Patreon if people wanna check that out too.
Wicked. This has been great fun, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yep,
Great
thanks for
chat.
having me, man, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, we'll catch you later.
See you later, hopefully I can make it out there sometime.
East to West Coast, vibe like we supposed to. Only talking in your ears, now we getting close to.